frictionless commerce experience where you're not talking about enrollment, you're just talking about, hey, I just want to buy something. And I want to get credit for the people that I've referred through proper attribution, etc. And I still want to be a network marketing company with my sophisticated compensation plan, etc. But I want to evolve to make it easier for influencers to work with us. So we're seeing a lot of that kind of trend. We're also seeing, and I'm sharing a lot here, but I'm hopeful that there's a relationship here that we can potentially build on, possibly. So I'm just going to go for it. That's just how we roll. But we're also seeing social commerce companies who are kind of looking over at direct sales or network marketing companies and saying, that's actually kind of interesting. Maybe multi-tiered affiliate, but maybe more than just multi-tiered. Maybe there's some additional compensation stuff that I could do to motivate influencers. And maybe it would be cool if I could have micro influencers that didn't necessarily have to have big social media followings, that I could kind of build this army of brand champions, etc. And that's where we really think there probably is some tremendous opportunity. And as those things converge kind of into a similar place right in the middle. And we think that, allowing this what you guys have done or started in the middleware that you built for Hacked is, a starting point for that for us. So, but the idea would be then to really take it from there and iterate and improve and really make it something much more than it probably is today. So, but today, and again, when I say probably, so we negotiated as part of our contract. We totally renegotiated everything, our whole deal with them. And part of that was that we would be able to have the source code for what you guys have done, which obviously doesn't do us much good without knowing what it is and how it's built. And so that's kind of the purpose of this conversation. We're saying, okay, guys, tell us what it is that you've built. We have the bullets, but we have some of our more technical guys here too to ask questions about that. But I'll just say this from the outset as well. So that's job one. Please walk us through. Tell us a little bit about your company, Human Code, what you guys like to do, what you specialize in. Tell us about this product that you built for Hacked, and get us up to speed so we understand it. But then, kind of just throwing it out there, as we go down this road, it is we want to do something here, and it's a significant possibility, if not likely, that if we could create a good relationship, that maybe we would, want to work together with you guys to take it from here. You know what I mean? So, I don't know if I'm making sense or if any of this stuff is coming as a real shock, but kind of give me some feedback on how you're receiving this, and then let's jump in.
All right, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's start off with kind of your first question, which is kind of what's been done today. Sorry about my Slack going off here. I can't seem to get it shut off here. Caleb, can you kind of jump in and kind of give the guys a little bit of overview of what was created and what tools you use and how it was created, just to kind of answer their first question?
Yeah, definitely. So essentially what we've created is we've been calling it middleware, but basically we've set up a system using PHP and Laravel. We just set up a server that is syncing information from Shopify to your direct scale API. So we allow people within, so for Hack Snacks, they have a couple of different products that they've set up that they've designated as enrollment products. So if you purchase one of those products, we then detect that and create an advocate account for that person within DirectScale. So then we have a record of that within our database, and that stays synced with their information within your database in DirectScale. We then generate based on the username that they have in DirectScale, an affiliate link through Shopify. So there's some things we've set up inside the Shopify storefront to detect and track anyone who uses an affiliate link. So if someone new comes through from an affiliate link, we can track them through their purchase and assign the proper point values to what they've purchased. And currently, the way that HackSnacks has done that is set up different. They have set up CV values on each of their products within the Shopify storefront. So we detect that, add those together, and then submit those over into the DirectScale API for you guys to track all of that. In addition to that, what we've done is set up a promo codes functionality so that whenever someone becomes an advocate, HackSnacks can set up kind of default promo codes. So they've set up like a 20% off promo codes for certain products for advocates. And then when somebody becomes an advocate, based on their username and the code that goes with that promo code, a promo code is generated for that specific advocate. So they can distribute that promo code, and anyone who uses that promo code then gets tagged to that affiliate. So any first-time customers that come through who use the promo code, they're associated with the advocate who matches to that promo code.
The promo code is in Shopify, right? It's a Shopify.
Right, it's generated in Shopify. The discounts are in Shopify. So Shopify takes care of actually applying the discount.
Hey, Caleb.
Yeah.
So sorry, just I want to jump back really quick to the SKUs that get set up that you can detect. Are those also set up in Shopify?
Yeah, so all of those are set up. All of the products are set up in Shopify.
Okay, so they're doing all their inventory management in that site.
Yep, and I think because they had already set up products within DirectScale and the SKUs and everything, and I think they mapped the SKUs over to Shopify from what they had at DirectScale.
Okay.
And you guys set up an import order API endpoint for us so that we could import those orders into your system. And the SKUs then, I think, match to products that exist within DirectScale.
So when HackSnacks did this, they had to set up their inventory twice then, right? They had to go into Shopify, set them all up, and in our system, set them up separately?
That's not needed anymore, though.
Oh, it's not needed?
No. And if the import order, the SKUs do not need to be in this file.
Okay, they don't.
In DirectScale, so.
Okay. Yeah, I was a little bit unsure about that. So yeah, I guess the import order allows us to just specify the names of the different products and the prices, and then that shows up through into DirectScale.
When you pass in import order, you're passing price and everything, right? You're not just passing a SKU.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Perfect. Yeah,
Right.
so the SKUs would not need to be in.
Perfect.
So then, yeah, the final thing that we did was to create, so we did for the DirectScale back office for advocates, we created a widget for their dashboard so they can see the promo codes and their affiliate link. And then there's a link shortener in that widget as well I think it uses Bitly to generate a shortened version of their affiliate link. And then there's a single sign-on from the DirectScale back office into their Shopify customer account. And I think that's most of it.
And you said it was PHP and Laravel, yeah.
Yeah, the Laravel framework.
Are you looking into the hacked back office?
Yeah, just so.
Are we getting any data out of Shopify other than the affiliate links and the promo codes?
No, well, I mean, there's nothing the only thing that's being sent into direct scale is the orders that are imported.
Okay.
And those have like CV and QB values on them.
But no analytic data is getting into our site, correct?
Not currently, no.
It's through a third party.
So they do have, so they still have the marketing site share widget in our back office, so is that just basically using the referral, the affiliate link code that they, see that little thing right there? Is that, I'm sorry, I'm looking at our screen right there, so marketing sites, when I say share that, is that just gonna send that link's just gonna send somebody to the main Hacksnack Shopify commerce page with the appropriate attribution? That's all that's gonna do, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure specifically what you're looking at right now.
I think they usually use your affiliate links.
Well, look at the
Yeah,
URL, it's the same.
Yeah,
It looks like
yeah.
it's the same.
The
Hacks-
URL is the main domain.
The DS_ref and then the username,
It's the web alias.
Yeah,
web alias.
yeah.
And what is that little affiliate login thing right there? Oh, that's how to log into that back office from here. Okay. Yep.
So yeah, it looks like it's not a replicated site. This is
It's,
the main
yeah, they're
website.
not replicating sites, but when I land on this, if it's my link that I sent out, you're gonna land there, you're not gonna see my picture, you're not gonna see anything about me, but I'm gonna get credit for it. And this is the question I had, Joseph, is could we make it so that on Shopify, this is a Shopify site.
Yeah.
Could we make it so that some personal information appeared there if we wanted it to?
They just have to hit our API.
They would have to hit our API, yeah. The fact that this is a replicated site or not is superficial. The fact that you're passing in ref makes it a replicated site. What's the difference between a replicated site and not a replicated site?
Okay.
It's the fact that you have a token to say who is it, right?
So
Which
the main
is
question
given
is,
the token.
could we then effectively say that this is your replicated
If
site?
you pull back
Shopify
information.
site, and it sounds like I'm hearing yes.
You could, yes.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. We're having you're privy to just some other conversations that we're having. Before we dig in any more to questions on this, can you guys tell us just briefly a little bit about your background and what you like to do, kind of what you consider kind of your specialty around it? Obviously, you have a Shopify practice, but what else? You know, what else can you tell us about your business?
Hey, Ryan. Maybe you can help kind of weigh in on some of the projects that we do. I would say the focus for us is really on the Shopify side of the equation. Last year, we kind of dedicated our resources to almost fully support the Shopify platform and specifically the Shopify Plus platform with a very heavy focus on custom integration and custom middleware and various other kinds of Shopify apps. I think Brian might be able to speak a little bit more to that, but that's been our core focus over the last year. We've been around for the better part of 10 years, and just the last year we kind of spun off our previous company, which was Roundpixel, and Human Code, so that we could focus more intently on Shopify-related projects.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and so, like you said, it's very Shopify focused at the moment. There's essentially two parts, right? Shopify, there's like the kind of just theme development that's really almost all within Shopify and what it gives you, and then there's like custom integration and middleware that he was talking about, where it's like we have business processes or use cases or whatever that just Shopify or really nothing out of the box is going to handle. And that's where we come in and have those standalone either private applications or Shopify apps or somewhere that whatever they need really that essentially can encapsulate that business logic. and can give them that interface that they need to manage the process or whatever they need, so that they essentially get all the stuff you can get for free, like out of the box for Shopify, and then in addition to whatever additional functionality they need from that end. So we've been doing a good bit of custom dev in that vein as well, where you need that kind of expertise and that experience to generate those applications to meet the business needs.
Okay. Cool.
And also a quick question: are any of those actual in process? I don't know if Shopify lets you do this. So this is more me asking what it allows y'all to do, and if you have experience with it. Do they allow you to do any sort of in process changes using a user exit or a hook or something, or are they usually, or is it all API based?
So it really depends on what you want to do. If you have certain shipping requirements, you can set up a carrier service. If you need if you need some customization in checkout, that you can customize the checkout process and kind of have JavaScript calls to an app to do what you need to do. You can also just have like a custom checkout that's a checkout provider that you can do. So you can kind of add that depending on the level of custom levels that you can do to get that. Does that answer your question, or were you thinking about that different path?
Oh, that's a good start. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's...
Okay. So you this is obviously a custom thing that you did, but if we're thinking about this in terms of going next level to make this a Shopify, kind of a scalable through multiple clients Shopify app. What path would you guys suggest us going down to try to get to that point? And would you guys be interested in potentially contracting with us, or us contracting you to do that potentially, or some piece of that?
Last question first. Yeah, I think it'd be an interesting project. It'd be fun to work with you guys on it. But essentially, yeah, the big steps are for doing something like this to make it more commercialized. First would be, okay, we have like the features that were needed for this case. How do you want to generalize that? Like, what other features do you want them to be able to do? And then you have to adding things like you don't necessarily do for the one-offs. For like, okay, there has to be, a way for them to manage, what rules and discounts and all this information. It has to be more of like a UI information at either end, kind of. So you're not writing like this rule is hard coded. You can set up this rule to be how you want. So that kind of stuff has to happen. And then just probably need to polish those interactions a bit more than you would with a private app as well. But really, it's what features do you want to generalize? How do you need to set it up so those, like the business logic and stuff, can be like generalized and just manually managed by the people who install the app versus that custom implementation.
And what would any thoughts on doing that, the effort to get there, versus taking some of this, doing this type of thing again a second time, yeah, and then just customizing whatever if there are any last miles. Any thoughts or recommendations on implementing this, using this as a template and doing the custom every time versus doing the work to implement it?
I really depends on what you want to scale. Like if you want to just install it in a couple more stores or 2-3 more stores, then it probably just makes sense just to use this as a template and just go from there. But if you wanted to be able, we essentially want to be able to just like click and install and then be able to do it, like that would obviously allow for much quicker growth, right? So like there's more upfront costs to do that. But then it's pretty much just, install our app and that's it, right? So it really depends on, how much you think the user base is going to grow. But just like a handful, then it might make sense just to use this as the base.
Yeah,
but if you want to essentially be like, we want to be able to add people with little friction going forward, then it would be more making it like a commercial app.
Yeah, when you, if you did put it as a commercial app on Shopify, and correct, forgive me for my ignorance in this question, but does Shopify actually host and run that, or do you actually put it up and host it on your own servers and such when you install it for?
It would you would host it on your own servers. Yeah.
Okay.
They just have like a registry or something.
Yeah, they have a registry and they have the structure for getting it installed and all that stuff. But yeah, the app is actually running on your servers.
Okay, wonderful.
Hey Caleb, are there other third-party apps in here? Because as I was going through their site and trying to think through the conversations when we set it up, their subscription service, was that done through you guys, or was that a third-party app? And then they have this kind of build your own pack. It seemed like those were things you guys, were those third-party apps that they added in there, or did you build them?
Yeah, those are other third-party applications from another company called Bold.
Oh,
So
that's right, Bold.
they're
Bold, yeah. And those are Shopify apps, right? That Bold
yeah.
does.
So those are apps you can install from the Shopify marketplace, and they charge. What people typically do is just charge a monthly fee for access to the app.
And are those the only two that they have, or do you know if there's? I don't know what was all done behind the scenes, so to speak. I know those two, but I couldn't remember if there were more.
Those are the main two, I think. They probably have a few
That's
more that are operating behind the scenes.
Build a kit, and what was the other one?
Their subscription, their auto ship service.
Yeah.
Call it down here. Build your own custom box.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool.
Okay. Any other questions from you guys here?
I have information.
No, I think we would just have to kind of delve a little bit deeper into what exactly it is you guys are trying to accomplish. Like Ryan said, is it onesie twosie? Do you just want to kind of replicate what was done in other stores, or do you want to really commercialize the product and get into a little bit more in-depth discussions and how that looks? I mean, how you would leverage us? Would it be a full engagement for us to develop the product? Would you guys kind of dip your toe in it and have a crack at it yourself, and then defer to us on an as-needed basis? So those kind of things.
Right. So, where I'm at right now, and the team can jump in and say I'm thinking something totally different if that's the case. But I think that we would probably start by finding another customer or two that wanted to do this and deploying it for them on a one-off basis, like you've done here, to get some additional learning, to figure out how they're thinking about it, maybe a little bit differently than Hacked, and I think that would help to then inform the eventual full-blown appifying it for the to have it be in the Shopify store, etc. But I do think we get there, and so right now I think it would definitely be our preference to if we were going to do that for the next client and maybe the next couple of clients, that we'd like to be able to lean on you guys to do that work for each of those instances, and then I think we'd have a lot better framework to understand where we go from there about next leveling it. My gut feeling is that we'll have, once we start to show that this instance is and a couple of others, I think there'll be a potential significant amount of traction there for clients that we might want to bring. We're going to be adding a lot of clients this year and in years to come. But I guess another question is for us, if we put an offering in the App Store, I'm seeing that as one of the reasons I would want to do that would be to go after the affiliate market, who is, who they want to do more than what the basic affiliate app guys can do. They want to have a more extensive commission plan. They want to do some cooler, you know, like what we could deliver with our back office product. So, you know, that would be kind of a question for us to answer. How much, you know, if we put something out there, could we actually get traction of people buying that thing separately? And what would our whole business model look like around that?
I think getting a couple more improvement hours is the best answer there, because
Yeah.
there's some more stuff I want to talk to you about when we get up
Great.
on it. Like that.
And then getting our system to the place where it actually can keep up with the SaaS.
Yeah.
Click to
So anyway, guys, I would
Way
think
to go.
that what probably the next thing that'll happen. I mean, I don't know, guys. We probably should formalize, at least so that we know that we have, like, for Austin to deliver on the agreement. We probably should have a deliverable buttoned up of, hey, here's what this thing is right now. Whether we decide to bring it up or not. At this point, I say probably no. But use human code to, you know, to do the next one that we sell.
Yeah, you cut out there for a brief second. I lost you.
Yeah, just saying that I think that, you know, for certainly the next deal that we do, we would, my thinking the way that would go is we'd probably contact you guys and say, hey, we've got a client, they want to do something similar to Hack Snacks, but with these little changes, and we'd probably just contract you guys to you know, make the copy and start from there and do the customizations to it for that next client. And then, you know, continue to learn and figure out, you know, what we need to do with our other portions of our product to make it a viable solution, maybe for the eventual app store.
Yep.
But that's how I think it'd probably play out from at this point. As soon as we have another customer, first of all, now we know we can sell it. I mean, we know what it is, right? We can show this example. We can say, hey, this is what it includes. Can you guys? I mean, obviously, you'd need to know the exact specs. But if you were to do, if we were to say, hey, human code, we need the exact same thing, same widgets, same functionality that you put together for Hacked. We need that for another client. What's the estimate of pro serve work that we'd be paying you guys for and something like that?
I don't know what the estimate is just offhand. I guess we'll have to just have a conversation amongst us here just to kind of figure it out, and I can get back with you on that.
Sure.
You're talking about something that's virtually identical to what Hack Snacks has, or?
Yeah. Give us, because what I'm wanting to do is I want to be able to have that in our quiver as we're having conversations with clients that we're bringing up right now. I want to be able to say, yeah, and if you want to do something like this, you know, that's going to cost you about this. We wouldn't probably give them a firm
Sure.
price, but I just need to kind of know a ballpark of what I'd want to set the expectation for our client.
All right, well, why don't we just kind of line item some of the high points of, if not all the details of what it is we did, so you got a better idea of what.
That would be great.
Yeah, and then we kind of ballpark something just to give you a little bit of an idea.
Yeah, that'd be great. And then, you know, and then again, if it works out, that we just have that it may be that we just decide to just keep doing that, and we keep using you guys as the provider, and, you know, just keep busting them out for the near future. But then we just see where we go from there.
All right, perfect. All right, I think that's a good start. Anyways, gives me an idea of where your guys' heads at.
Did you all mention that you develop a lot of Shopify themes as well?
A lot of custom themes, but they're all one-off. So which is to say we're not on the Shopify theme store, if that's what you mean.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm just wondering also if there's benefit from that perspective to come up with something that is for like a client, for users, that's repeatable, that takes into account a lot of the work that's been done for this, but leveraged in a theme as well. Did you do a custom theme for Hacked? Is this your theme, or is this their own that they got off
No, that's we kind of helped them with some of the design elements and some of the assets, but I think they put that together. Is that, am I remembering it right, Evan or Caleb? I mean, we
that's accurate. We jumped in a little bit towards launch on a page or two there, but that was all developed on their side.
I'm just wondering if there's a benefit to exploring that as a part of what we're doing together as well, and what we would offer to our clients. Not necessarily on the marketplace, but just something that's, a theme that we land on together that works the best for what we're asking the code to do, I guess.
Yeah.
And that shop area from this industry standpoint.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know that it would have. I guess it depends on the uniqueness of your various customers, and what kind of shared practices they would have, between the various customers.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't have an answer for that one yet.
Okay.
Are you suggesting that the Spotify themes? Sorry, I always do that. But the Shopify themes are pretty interoperable with the different apps or plugins that come. You're saying that it doesn't really matter to have a standardized one because it should work with anything.
Yeah, if it's a Shopify app, then yes, as a requirement, it'll work with any of the Shopify themes in the marketplace.
Yeah, that's great. Just thinking through that. Okay.
Right.
Well, thanks, guys. I think that gets us at least for round one.
All right, cool.
So
Sounds good, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for your time, guys.
appreciate it. And then Joe, if you can just let us know on that the lined out kind of estimate, and we'll be in contact.
A line item list of what you did and what this thing is would be appreciated, and that also should inform your kind of estimate to us about what it would take to do it for somebody else.
Yep, no problem. We'll get
And,
that
and
here.
repeat. All right, thank you.
All right, take care.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
So I have a few things.
Great.
Well, Leonard, you started.
Hear it right now.
I have some questions.
Okay. Are they all fine?
Yeah, they're all.
My biggest thing, my first answer is, if they're gonna take it and own it and do it and host it, that's great if we do it. But if we bring it in-house, I don't think we wanna do a PHP. I don't think we wanna add that to our tech stack. Right?
Yeah.
It would be better and cheaper, maybe not. It would be long-term cheaper. Short-term, a little bit more expensive, but not much. But way cheaper to just reintegrate it into a .NET, into our .NET stack. They're basically, it's a middleware, calling APIs, calling their APIs.
There's not a ton of brilliant IP there. It's just the work to do it.
They supposedly hacked Stack spent $30,000 on that.
Yeah, even if it was 30,000, we'd spend more maintaining it.
Especially over time.
Yeah. So
it wouldn't go.
So let me ask you this.
Pipeline.
We, as part of this deal, Austin needs to cause to be delivered to us the source code.
Yeah.
So we get the PHP source code. Would that be helpful in as we were going to try to build this ourselves, or would it not even really matter?
So I would need to do a little bit of research on Shopify because I don't know exactly how you connect to that.
It would be
The
helpful
hardware.
to know what they're calling on the Shopify side, at the very least, right?
To know where what we call
Here's
them
what
our
they-
term is hooks, whatever Shopify's term
Yeah.
is.
In terms of like what they wrote in PHP to receive that and hit our stuff, there's probably nothing new there, but what they're doing to connect to the
Yeah.
stuff.
So I mean that's part of the deal that we just did. So I actually want that to be. I want to have that, on our servers as part of this deal. So
You say on the servers, you mean the code. No, we
Yes.
don't want to host it. We
no,
don't want
I'm not saying spin it up. I'm just saying
In a repo.
just
to be
get
on.
it here.
Yeah.
so that we don't ever have to go ask later. I think that's smart. So who can make the request to these guys to say, hey, please send us the source code, and
I can do it. I just don't know the
where do
proper
they
term
yeah,
to use.
where do they put it?
You get
What
it
are
to
we
me.
asking for, and where are we going to put it, and how do they deliver it to us?
Most likely they'll give it to us in a zip file. So you give it to me and I'll verify that it's what it
Do I
is.
ask for the source code? Is that the proper?
Yeah, please send us the source code in a zip file, and copy Leonard on it, and have it go to him.
Okay.
So he can kind of validate.
You can even give them a preference on delivery. Just say, give us the source code, because they may have it in a repository already, and they may just give you a deal online.
Copy Austin on that. So as part of our agreement with Austin, we need to get a copy of the source code. Please send
Sounds
that.
good.
That's the way I would term it. Just say, we need a copy of the source code, and if you get that, whatever they give you to me, I can verify that it's what it is.
So my thinking right now is just about the comp plan implications now. If we're getting orders from them and they're just setting up SKUs in our system as we get them, are there any kind of constraints we need to put in place? So if we end up with a SKU that's brand new, it has some crazy attributes that we don't know what to do with.
The way that it's configured right now is they use the import order, which basically completely bypasses our inventory, and it just goes straight and writes an order to the system, and they can write whatever they want to that order, and then we treat it as an order.
It's more like them adding volume than it is
Yes.
them trying to match our system. It's like
It's like a
they don't
custom
even,
line.
it's like we don't even have an e-commerce module in our stuff. We're just loading up volume for the commission engine to calculate.
So there's no concern then with us getting a SKU we don't know how to handle.
No, because it's not a sync. It's just they're not.
We're just
syncing.
worried about the CV.
They're pushing to us the volume.
So on import order, you can give us the only thing that's required is volume, but they can give us as much detail as they want, and we can actually show them an invoice like in the back office if they give us enough detail.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not required. You only have to give us volume. You can give us the line items, or you can give us no line items,
Okay.
because an order just has volume on it, right? With no line items. What created this volume? Well, in Disco we don't know, because all the Shopify gave us was a 200 CV for a $200 order, right? Or they can give us the full detail. That's kind of a choice. And I don't know how they're
running their 3PL straight from Shopify, and
It's a great thing. There's no
money in.
We're only
Shopify.
doing hyperwallets.
They are paying commissions out, so we're doing money out from our system.
Yeah, so the inventory module wouldn't be needed.
all inventory would be gone, probably sales too. Sales.
Yeah, the sales is all done in Shopify.
The only issue, and I don't know if I can't remember if we did a single sign-on, is just the way the two systems, I go to this system for this, but then I have to
I
log
looked
into
at
our
their
system for
site.
that.
Like yesterday, I think we do a single sign-on from our
Well, when you
back
go to
office.
that Shopify site, there's the little,
Yeah.
affiliate
Because you have to go
It's just a
there.
link, right? But
Yeah,
if
we're
you log
trying
into
to.
our backups and click, will it log you into Shopify? If you're in Shopify and you click go to my
got it,
affiliate, will that auto log you in?
Because there was a lot of discussion, like system of record and for what and for where does that live, and I don't know if we.
I think all that's been
Gotcha.
solved.
Before this gets sold to anyone else, we pretty much have to do a solutioning session like we
Yeah.
did with Hacked.
So I sent a little, just kind of a starting point. Somebody, whoever the appropriate person is, should take that and just start a Google Doc probably that is this direct scale Shopify
The exploration of it.
thingy, middleware, whatever we want to call it.
I like
And-
thinking.
And we start to just ideate right there, but then as soon as before we have anybody interested, frankly, we should have that session.
Yeah, there's a lot about like back office notifications, right? Do we want to
Answering the question, what do we need to answer in order to say, hey client, this is actually a viable option? We've got a couple clients that are right now that are interested in using Shopify. But
The great thing from an onboarding perspective, it cuts that time to nothing almost, right? Because we already have the integration with Shopify. They take care of money in, they take care of shipping. It's
Yeah, they're just initializing like Disco and CloudSpark, and then there's not a retail cart aspect of it. There's not a replicated site aspect of it necessarily. We just
the
tell them
themes are all
that
themes.
they're
They
not
add on
Online ID
their
information
subscription
for this person,
app.
like,
Yeah.
if they want a custom
No, they're doing
So it's like
thing, you know,
Yeah.
custom pack
Having
builder.
that.
Those are all the
Creating
apps
users.
that are in.
And then create order.
So
So-
the users has to have.
How do they know what the upline ID is though?
From the affiliate.
Two-
What do you?
That
who you
ds_ref equals Sam space.
But that's just a web alias though, that doesn't.
But our thing will take, our API takes web alias.
Has an upline.
You can send,
As an upline ID,
Yeah.
okay,
because we know what it is, you send us one and we'll just map it.
okay.
I would say, like what Joseph said though, is let's build it. We don't want to just sell what we sold, what we have for Hacked. Let's build it the way we want to build it.
Like you can't sell anything, what we could do is we could solution something with
Yeah.
the client and then
Yes.
sell that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's probably.
If there was an immediate need, we'd solution it and
Yeah.
build it with them. But in the meantime, we can be brainstorming about our perfect version of what this is.
I think you and I need to sit down and brainstorm on
Yes.
this, and Kristen, you need to be in
Yeah,
this
I
as
can be
well.
there.
I think there's a great advantage for sales to be on their marketplace. They go to
Oh,
marketplace,
absolutely.
See what
Yeah.
tax care right
That's
now.
the long-term goal, right? The love that.
We could get so many companies out there that are just doing affiliate marketing that want to be able to pay commissions off of a promo code
Yep.
or something, right? Like that would be cool.
Especially if we had an affiliate screen to program it.
My initiative from Ryan today was figure out Shopify for us, and so that's all I'm supposed to be doing for 2 weeks.
Cool. Awesome.
So let's start having the conversations.
Sweet.
Good.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, Leonard.
Thanks,
That was
Leonard.